Hey y'all. Let me make sure I got y'all some volume. Hold on. Okay, so we got volume. Hey y'all. So I'm just popping on here to try something, okay? I don't even know if this is gonna really work. Uh-oh. Whoops. There we go. I don't know if this is really going to work, y'all. But we're gonna try this. So there's this pattern, and it's by Lynn's Handmade. But what I did was I printed it at 80% and not 100%. Um, so we're just gonna, and I haven't made this before. I kind of read over um the pattern, but not really. But hey y'all, happy, what is today? Tuesday. I hope you all had a wonderful Tuesday. Thank you all for hopping on at this late hour of the night with me to try this pattern out. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Please make sure to leave me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the chat. And for the returning members and subscribers, welcome back, family. Welcome back. Hey, Donzel. Hey, Miss D. All right, so if you are going to or want to attempt to make this little mini backpack, um, after the live, I will go and leave the link in the description box below. So quick material, you're going to need a quarter yard of your main fabric. You're going to need a third of a yard of waterproof canvas, third of a yard of accent fabric, a fourth yard of Decoville Light if you're not, or you may need more if you're not using waterproof canvas. A yard of woven fabric, a yard and a quarter of number 5 zipper tape for matching pulls, depending on which way you go with it. 2 rectangle rings, 1 strap adjuster or 2 strap adjusters. A swivel clasp is optional, and rivets, they're optional. Webbing, hole punch, rotary cutter, so forth. All right, so let's go ahead. I got all these pieces cut out, I think the right way. Okay, so I'm going to be kind of reading through the pattern as we do this because I've never made this pattern before, so bear with me. Okay, so I've done number 1, I've done number 2, and we're at number 3. I've already done all that too. Hey, Miss Sonia. How you doing, Auntie? All right, so number 4, I'm going to transfer the center markings on the zipper gusset from the pattern piece on the fabric, because these landmarks are going to be landmarks that you're going to need later. So I think some of them I've already done. So we're going to, sweet baby Jesus, y'all bear with me. Okay, I already cut the zipper. I won't need to do all that. Transfer all the center markings from the pattern piece. Yeah. Okay. I will transfer them as we go along, because I'm not about to do that individually. All right, so my handles or straps, I'm using what is it, that seatbelt webbing or whatever, this stuff right here, I'm using it. Yeah, I'm using it. Hey, Auntie Lena, I'm using this right here. So I'm just gonna cut it for per the measurement. Hey, Shay, gonna just cut it per the measurement in the pattern. Okay. So yeah, we can skip some of this. We're gonna be able to skip a lot of it because, yeah. those are those two little pieces. So I guess I'm gonna cut those two pieces in half. Okay, so we're gonna start with the interior slip pocket because the rest of that stuff, it looks like I have pretty much done. So we're gonna take the interior slip pocket and we're going to, let me find the interior slip pocket. So all of my pieces they're cut, you know, like this, and they have the pattern pieces connected to them. So we are looking for our what did I say? Our interior slip pocket. Now, this calls for like a lot of, and like I said, I'm just trying this. I don't know if this is really gonna work because I printed this at 80%, but I'm trying it. So this is my front zipper pocket. It's just a piece of waterproof canvas, right? I'm not going to worry about stabilizing waterproof canvas. It's pretty thick on its own. It doesn't need me to harass it any. Okay, so your interior slip pocket, you're going to fold it right sides together, so it should look something like this. I'm just going to try my best, and y'all, we already know I didn't cut straight. I'm using material that are pretty much scraps, or they didn't cost much because I'm trying this out. Literally, okay? I'm literally trying this out. All right, so I got it like so, fold it up, and then it says short end to short end. So you're going to fold down. You're going to sew down here and up. And basically what you're doing, you're just going to sew at the seam allowance in the pattern. So I'm going to adjust my needle, and I'm going to try and keep this, y'all, to the best of my ability. All right, let's get started. Whatever color thread is in here, that's the color thread we're using, because like I said, this is literally a test bag. I'm going to back stitch at the start and stop. Cut my thread. And then we're just gonna line up this other side. And I try to sew in the same direction. I try. Don't always happen, but I try. Okay. And let's just go down this side. And if you know how to modify patterns, which I don't really know how to modify patterns like that, I'm just trying. Okay. If you are good at modifying patterns, then this might be something you could try and let me know how it work out. Okay. All right. So now all I'm going to do is just get my little my scissors, and we're just gonna snip our little ends off. Okay. I'm just gonna snip them off. Y'all had a good Labor Day? Y'all cooked out, hung out with the family? What y'all did? Or was y'all in the craft room? If y'all didn't see where I finished that denim quilt that we were working on, the rag quilt, baby, she came out good. Okay, so I'm gonna just put my scissors right there, and then once we do that, we're going to snip the bottom just a little bit. Not with those scissors though, we not. Not with those scissors, we're not, because those are like kind of big, dull. All right, so just something like that, just to reduce the bulk some. And I probably should have sewed down just a little bit further, but I didn't. So it is what it is. All right, so now we're going to turn this right side out. Now, if you were going to make this bag, you want to accent fabric, right? But like I said, we're just using some test material. Ooh, and this waterproof canvas, baby, that thing is thick. You're gonna need a turning tool too. Hey, Miss Terry. You're definitely gonna need a turning tool to get those corners poked out. And you just want to poke them out to the best of your ability. But before using that turning tool, I would use a blunt end or something, or just if you have sharp nails. That corner's almost out there, okay? And we're just gonna keep going. Now, y'all, this bag is a long sew, so we may not get through the whole bag, but I'm just camping out just to try it. I think it takes about 2 hours if you actually read the pattern. All right, so I'll poke those out later, but you should have something that looks like this, and you'll know that it's right because you'll be able to roll those seams flat for the most part. I can roll them flat. I can mash them. Now, if you have material that you can iron, you could go ahead and iron here. But if not, just do like I did. You can put a clip on it and then just go ahead and set that off to the side. You can also clip, so like me, I'm just gonna clip that piece back to it because the pattern piece back to it because it has, like so. Just clip your pattern piece back to it. It has a lot of moving parts. And yes. Thank you, Miss D. Yes, y'all please like the video. Okay, so that was how we make our interior slip pocket. We're going to move right along. Oh wait, it wants you to fold it down and top stitch. I should have known that. So we're gonna fold it. Instead of folding it down, let me see if we can fold it in like so. Let me see. Did I reduce that bulk enough? I can probably open. So see how you got these seams right here? Just open those up on the side and then turn it in. Now, I'm going to assume, because a top stitch is normally done at 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to assume that is how you're going to do this one. And I'm just going to, we might not be able to top stitch this right now. This is a little thick. Let's see there. Okay. So something like so. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to top stitch this down the folded edge. All right. Like so, because remember, this part is going to be attached to something else. So you're going to actually close this off. Let me move my needle. And the top stitch is more, the thread. The top stitch is more so done for like, decorative. It's a decorative stitch. All right. And I will say, y'all, this thread that I'm using, it's a quilting thread. It's polyester. That's the real reason that I'm using it. Okay. That's the real reason that I'm using it, because it is a polyester. Uh-oh. Y'all see that? It's got stuck. Let's just kind of move it up some off of that hump where it is. There we go. Ooh, baby, let's turn this down some. And you probably need to use like a hump jumper on some of this. I probably should have changed this needle out too, but I didn't. Okay. So now, ooh, for the most part, baby, that top stitch ain't come to play. Okay? That top stitch is kind of cute. Oh, Shay Shay, I hope you feel better. All right. So we're just going to cut those little ends off. But, baby, that top stitch is cute. Okay? All right. All right. Moving along. So somehow I think I was supposed to, ooh, I probably was supposed to fold that the other way. Oops. We ain't gonna worry about it. All right. So we've already closed it up. Now we're going to grab the main exterior and the back pocket liner. All right. So this waterproof one that we just did, we're going to set it aside. And baby, I should have took that thing and made it go the opposite way, but what's in ever. All right, so let's grab our back main panel. Back main panel. Okay, so I'm trying to keep these pattern pieces out of the way. So this is our back main exterior, and then the and the back pocket liner. Okay, I did the back pocket liner, I think, as waterproof canvas, because why else wouldn't I not? I think I did. Okay. Ooh, I think maybe one of these pieces should have been mirrored, but girl, I ain't cut it that way. And trace the zipper box lines. Oh Lord, y'all. I think one of these pieces I was supposed to cut mirrored, but I didn't cut it mirrored. Hold on, let me reread that, make sure I read that right. Okay, so lay this on the wrong side. And then lay the other one. Oh, that's that pocket piece that I took and cut so that it would be out of the seam allowance. So let me grab that piece, which is this piece right here. And I think it wants it to, so what I did was I just cut, so I'm gonna flip the pattern piece over. So if this is the pattern piece, it has a piece that goes up top. I actually cut this piece off. Hey Jesse, actually cut the top half off because I'm trying to keep it out of the seam allowance. So let's see what we get there. I don't know about this one, y'all, but we're gonna see what we get. We're gonna see what we get, okay? And then I think you're supposed to, oh, but it don't want you to use the waterproof canvas one yet. It wants you to use this piece. All right, so one piece should be facing up. The other one should be facing down. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't use contrasting fabrics or any of that. Why are we tracing lines? Oh, and I'm not using the, so on the back part of this right here, you could put a zipper, but I omitted that zipper because of the of how I cut the fabric for this part. So we're just gonna sew these two down. So let's skip that part over because that's putting a zipper in and we don't need to put the zipper in. So I can skip all of that. Okay. So these two right here, wait a minute. I think it goes like this, y'all. And I need to cut around. Let me cut a little bit more of this off. Y'all, this is not a tutorial about far, baby. We over here practicing, okay? Practicing to see if me cutting this down at 80% gonna work. Uh-oh. I hope I cut enough of this out of the seam allowance like I think I did. Alright, let's see what we get. Let's see if this is out. Not quite. Let's cut a little bit more off. Let's cut them. Where did I get the Lynn's Handmade? Lynn's Handmade. Alright, let's cut. Kind of go around the corner. Alright. Hey Rudy. How you doing, Rudy? Yeah, it's supposed to be printed at 100%, but me trying something like I know what I'm doing and I don't know what I'm doing, but we just gonna try it out. Okay, I read something wrong. Yeah, that zipper, we can bypass that zipper. So where do you base these two together? Because that's the pocket. Okay. Hey, Precious. Hey, girl. Okay, so I'm thinking, because if this is the inside, hold on, y'all. Y'all know I got to get my life together. Oh, okay. Because this is going to be the back. Something is going to be, I had it right the first time. All right, y'all. Okay. See? So, like I said, you really have to know what you're doing to be out here modifying patterns. So, if you know how to modify patterns, try it. If you don't, just try it anyway. Be like me, see what you get. Okay, so it say base these two wrong sides together. So I'm basting these at the seam allowance she gives you in the pattern. Okay. Now I also, the pattern says use like a woven fabric. I mean using a woven interfacing. However, I could have used SF 101, but I use this Pellin 987 fleece, right? So I don't know if that's gonna cause some grief or not either. But okay, so right over here you're gonna have some excess left off. Just cut that off. And we're gonna do that. So as you go along, and you'll find out as you go along, you'll have places where you're going to just need to trim it up. Because like I said, I hand trace these pattern pieces. Yeah. So y'all know what that means, right? Eye, hand. Oops, I dropped a piece of what you call it. All right, so I basted those two wrong sides together as the pattern calls for. So let's see what's next. Uh-oh. Now you could put rivets in this, but I'm not gonna waste my rivets or none of that stuff because we just trying stuff out. All right, so now you're gonna take the main exterior. I mean the front main, the front main exterior and the slip pocket. Now, it's several different ways that you could do the slip pocket. Where's the front? The front, right here. It's several different ways that in the pattern that you can do your slip pocket as well as your what you call this thing? The zipper pocket, the zipper pocket. Okay? So, and the zipper pocket is supposed to be something kind of 3D-ish. All right, I'm going to just turn these over. The front zipper pocket, you're going to have, this is where your little bump out section is supposed to be right here. Okay? So, I have that one. And you need one exterior, one accent, and one waterproof. Okay, so I did manage to, I guess, if you want to call it an accent. Like I said, all of this mostly is scrap fabric. Okay, so this is my quote unquote accent piece. All right, so take the slip pocket and fold it in half. That's gonna be interesting because of the way that I cut this. I think I need to do this the opposite way. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. This is gonna be real hilarious. I promise you it is. Okay, let me see how this. I don't know how this gonna look. Okay, so I guess it'll look okay if it even works right. Okay, so oh Jesus, y'all also remember to read the whole entire pattern too. Fold it in half. Right sides to wrong sides together. So that's this right here. Fold it in half, just like this. Wrong sides together. And then you're going to top stitch and lay that piece on the front zipper. Now, that part is going to be, that's real interesting there. Hey, Ruji. That's real interesting there. Now, okay, so one thing about this, when you are modifying a pattern, you are going to have to figure out what that front zipper panel, what the front zipper is. Anytime you make you cut zipper tape, you want to make sure that you burn the ends or melt the ends so that you over time you keep it from fraying. Y'all, I'm trying to figure this one out because if I fold this in half, that's not fitting it at all. Because that's the size it is. So did I not cut something? Because that's the bump. This is the 3D, the bump out part. Sweet baby Jesus. Because if I sew that on the short edge, I don't care how you look at it. That is so weird, y'all. I know it says trust the process, but I'm a little scared to trust this process because we can look at that until, and it's definitely, this part is definitely cut right. Huh. Maybe I missed a piece somewhere because there is no way. Let me see something. Because it's showing a slip pocket. Oh, wait. I think I know. Not even that makes sense. Hold on, y'all. Throw a flag in the play because I'm as confused. Most of these, even with modifying the pattern, that ain't got nothing to do with that part. It says take this part and fold it in half on a short edge. If I fold this in half on the short edge and put it on my zipper, that, my friend, is not going to work right. In no shape, form, or fashion. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Shame on me. Not even this piece. So you're going to take your zipper and your zipper gusset pieces. Because I was like, wait a minute, baby, that ain't going to work. Okay, so my bad. You're going to take your long zipper, not this one. You take your long zipper, the exterior and liner front zipper gussets. Hilarious. At least I knew it wasn't gonna work, right? At least I knew it wasn't gonna work. So that's for the big one. So that's these. That's those right there. Okay. Something had to start making some sense because that wasn't making sense. All right. So you're gonna take what we doing? We taking, and again, I just used Shenanigans for the fabric. All right. So what it says to do is mark your centers. So all that means is just fold your piece in half, and we're just gonna take a pair of scissors, and we're just gonna kind of make a little snip. So that gives you your center right there. Then I'm gonna do the same on the bottom. Whoops. All right, so we have our centers top and bottom. So it should look something like so, where you see those two notches at. Probably not that big, but you get the point. All right, and you're gonna repeat the same on your gusset lining pieces. If they're not cut even, just pretend they are, okay? Just pretend they are, and you really only want to do the tip, literally. Y'all know me, I'm extra. Okay, so line those two up like so. So you're going to lay the gusset liner face up, just like this right here. And then you're going to lay the zipper. Okay, you're going to lay this zipper face up on top of it, just like this. Now, I did cut the zipper a little longer than we needed. Okay, it's just easier for me to work with it that way. So your liner face up, your zipper should be face up looking at you as well. And then you're going to take the gusset exterior, and you're going to do it like that. So you're going to line these up to make your little sandwich. So those snips that you made, line those up, clip it all the way down, okay? Because you want to make sure that this stays even. Don't worry about your zipper being longer than your gusset. If that bothers you, just cut yours to the exact length, okay? Otherwise, I just cut it longer than we need it, okay? Now, on that front zipper panel, you have to remember that you modified the pattern. So, or if you modify this pattern, whatever pattern you modify, you have to find the zipper. So basically, you're going to take the measurement that's in the pattern, right? And you're going to multiply it by whatever number that you printed the pattern at. So if you printed the pattern at 70%, and just say you needed a, I don't know, 24-inch zipper, 24 times 0.7, okay? And that's how you're going to get the zipper that you need, okay? Because the zipper that you use in the pattern, that's not going to work, especially on like that little front bump out part. All right, so I have that down like so, and now we are going to clip it in place. Excuse me. And now we're going to repeat this on the opposite side. So, excuse me. You're going to grab your lining, fold it in half. Just do your best to, make sure that you line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to try just to get the edge out. I did good that time. Whoops. Okay. So we got our, whatchamacallits, our sensors there. Take your other exterior gusset piece, and you're going to repeat that saga. And I'm going to do my best again just to get the top. Oh my goodness. Maybe SF101 would have worked better for this instead of this fleece. But again, you don't know if anything's going to work unless you try it, right? So, line these up. So you should have your exterior gussets together, and then on the other side you should have your linings together. Okay, and again, you want to make sure that everything, you place those centers where you made those marks. Okay, place them just like so, and then just go down and add everything from each side into the clip, making sure that that zipper stays lined up with your entire gusset. Okay, so all I'm doing is just going down. Let me check my zipper. See, like my zipper is moving. So we're just gonna pull everything up like so and clip it back. So you're getting ready to make your gusset. Sometimes this number 5 zipper tape, he giving me a run for my money. Alright, so this is what you should have. Both of your linings together, right? So when you flip this over, and actually, hold on, I put this one the wrong way. I need to turn this one right side up. So that way when I flip them over, hold on y'all, I gotta pick this part up because whoa baby. Because you want to make sure it's right. So just check yourself. Just check yourself, make sure that thing is lined up absolutely correct. And I'm just trying my best to keep it with a zipper. And I didn't cut into the zipper tape because I just feel like if you cut into the zipper tape, you can end up ruining your zipper. Okay, you cut your zipper tape, you end up ruining your zipper, and then yeah. Let's see. My little pieces, y'all. And it's important for the gusset to line up. There is no, you don't really have any room for error there. Okay? You just don't. I'm going to call that even. I think that's even. Or at least that's about as even as I'm going to get it. I should have used a cheap piece of zipper, but I didn't. So we're just going to roll with it. And I'm definitely not a fast sewer. And ain't. Alright. Ooh. I got a little piece right here that's just, it's driving me insane. Because it's just sticking up like a sore thumb. Alright. Okay. Down. So. And then you got this one right here. Okay. So I think that's right. I think that's right now. Okay. Girl. I won't try this no more. I'll read the pattern first. I'll read the pattern first. Alright. Okay. Now we're just going to sew this down on one end to the next. Oh, the zipper is driving me insane. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I'm trying to get it correct. Because listen, one thing about it. Alright, so if you do it like that. Yep. Okay. So let's see which end it wants us to sew it on. Oh, let me go ahead and add this zipper pull. Because if I don't add it now, it won't be a way to add it later. That's the zipper pull for it. Thank you, Donzel. Alright, let's go ahead. I do have one of those little zipper pull things, but baby, I think I could put the zipper on better without that. So essentially, how you want to do with that, with the zipper pull, put the long side down towards you, put the zipper in. I just kind of push on it, and that's not lined up, so let's try that again. It might almost be lined up. I gotta cut some of it off anyway, so it's not gonna really matter. Alright, just like that, and then we're gonna go ahead. Oh, and I lined her up. Okay, go girl. I ain't did that in a long time. Alright, and then you're just gonna kind of bring it on down to the middle, something like so. And I shifted this whole daggone thing. Alright. Y'all, why does this... Hold on. Something still don't look right about this gusset. This piece up. The zipper is face up. Okay. And then... Oh, no wonder. Okay. See? If it don't look right, stop and make sure. So your gusset liner is face up. The zipper is face up on top of it. Remember, don't worry about your zipper because your zipper is longer. So, okay, cool. And then the gusset exterior is face down. So, like that. And then it says repeat on the opposite end. So that means you're going to lay the gusset exterior liner face up, and then this part right here, the exterior, should be face down on top of it. Okay. I said I was just gonna roll with it, but I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get it the right way. It ain't no point in really messing up material if you ain't really got to. Right? Because this stuff costs. Alright. So I think I got everything together finally, like we needed. After 100 years later. And we just gonna keep going. Yep, that's right. I'm going ahead and doing it right, because worst case, I mean, I already know I ain't gonna finish it on live tonight anyway, because it take like 2 hours to sew this thing up. And me, I already got a sore throat, choked on medicine earlier. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and let's move our stitch length up. And after all that, I pray I got it right. I pray I got it right. Oh, we need to be closer to that zipper. Let's do that. You have to top stitch really, really close. I don't have my machine up real high. It's no point. If you need to readjust as you're going along, do so. All right, I feel myself coming to my zipper, so I'm just going to push my zipper back the opposite way, okay? Because you do not want to run over that zipper, even though I think that zipper is like it's nylon or something like that, but you still don't want to be running over the zipper, okay? And then I'm going to assume, it's like I said, I didn't read the pattern, but I'm going to assume that we will, oh Jesus, look at that, baby, this ain't catching. Okay. Me and my zipper, baby, we don't never do right. We always got problems. And I'm just gonna stop right past, I'm a back stitch, and I'm gonna stop right past where my what you call them things, where my end of my zipper stops. All right, so yes, okay, well, let me see how I can get these correct. All right, so you should have your zipper. It's gonna be real thick. Let me close this because I don't want it to come off. But it's gonna be real, real thick, and you want to take your oh mercy. Oh, y'all know what? We gotta move one of these up. Hold on. I gotta move one of these zipper pieces up. I don't know what I thought I was doing. Why y'all didn't tell me that? And I clearly read and said on the other side. Yes, ma'am. It's Lynn Handmade Design. Lynn's Handmade Design. So it's www.lynshandmadedesigns.com. And I'll put it, if somebody want to drop, a moderator can drop it in the chat, or lynshandmadedesigns.com. Y'all see what I did? I got it right. I just forgot to move one to the other side. Okay. Seam ripple will be your best friend. And on a project like this, it's no real reason to rush. Just take your time. and carry on. Okay. So when it says your liner face down and your zipper up, and girl, stop. And then this so your gusset liner face up, zipper face up, and then the gusset part face down. So that's all gonna be on one side. So line up those centers, boom. And then you're gonna flip it over. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I forgot to do. Okay? And this time we're gonna try to catch our zipper, y'all. Our zipper just, I don't know. You didn't know, Jesse? This pattern got me a little nervous. I wasn't that nervous when I did the other one. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So I'm telling y'all, make sure your zipper is where it need to be. Boom. Let's move this up. And then you're just gonna slide it down. And then we're gonna get us some more clips. Auntie Lena, did you get where I was saying, or do I need to type it out? Here, I'll type it out. www.manshandmadedesigns.com. All right, there you go, right there in the chat. Okay, so now we're gonna flip this. It's saying repeat, but how am I gonna get it? Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get that on the other side. That don't make sense. But it says repeat on the other side. Okay, so if we repeat it on the other side, which doesn't make sense, but gusset liner face up. Y'all, this need to be on the other side, and how though? Oh wait, I think I know. We're gonna sew this part down. But I need both of my liners. Okay, yeah, I can do it that way. So one side down, because baby, you's gonna have to tell me something. Okay. Alright, y'all. I'm really on here with shenanigans. Y'all see how right here we slipping? Just move that over. What I probably should have did was did this pattern like it called for, and not me trying to modify something like I know what I'm doing. Ugh. Well, we'll bring it this way. How about that? And just kind of pull everything in place where it needs to be. Alright. You don't want that zipper in the line of fire. Okay? And you also okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright, let's see. Alright. Hey, it's okay. Okay, so now, so that's how it would be. Then you would top stitch it. Then we're gonna do the other side, and then we're going to make our gusset go the right way. Okay, because baby, that listen, Linda, listen. I was like, wait a minute, I was confused at it. Okay, so now that we got this, let's do it on the other side. So you'll flip it over just like this, and then you'll have your the lining on the lining side. Let's turn it up this way. So the lining on the lining side, because we already sewed on that side. So let's just take our whatchamacallits out. Line that up. The zipper is still face up. And all we're going to do is the side we already sewn on the side, pull any loose threads out, line them up like so. And then you're going to hold on, y'all. Got to take this out the camera for just a second so I can make sure that I'm lining these two up right, so that when we flip this, we're going to get, making sure. So basically when we flip this inside out to top stitch this together, we need to get lining to lining, and we need to get lining to lining and exterior to exterior. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's push this down. I should have clipped this out the way, but I didn't. So we ain't gonna worry about it. So like so. That looks about right there. And then over here, okay. Yeah, these pieces is about to take me out. I missed the piece of the zipper right there. The zipper tape, rather. Just kind of mash it down. Thank y'all for hanging out with me with my shenanigans, because that's exactly what this is, shenanigans. That is exactly what this is, shenanigans. Okay? Word to the wise, do not modify a pattern if you don't know how. Don't modify a pattern if you don't know how. Okay, that's the new song. All right. Uh-oh, come on. And I think the hardest part is trying to line the zipper up. Ugh, that's the hardest part. For me, anyway. Trying to line this up. Okay. I think that looks good. We're just gonna roll with it, y'all. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna wing it. Okay? We're gonna wing it. Because like I said, I don't even know if this gonna work to begin with. Because I'm calling myself modifying something. Alright. There we go. There we go. Starting to look a little better as we go along. Okay. Alright. So we're going to repeat. And hopefully I can get a little closer this time. I should have put my zipper foot on, but I didn't. I did not. Let's see. I modified that clear bag that I was sewing for a child's. Took you a minute. Okay. So I won't feel too bad then. I'll figure it out eventually. I might mess up this one right here before I figure it out, but the goal is to figure it out. Oh Lord, look at me going off track here. Oh, it's still in there though, so we'll just keep going. All right, I'm coming up to that zipper, so I want to take that zipper and I'm just gonna slide it on back out the way. Okay. Oh Lord, I think the back got caught. It did. Oh Jesus. The back of my I thought I had it flat. It's a little piece. It's just a little piece. Make sure your pieces stay flat. I caught mine just a little bit. So I'm opening it. There we go. Whew. That could have been a catastrophe. Thankful it's not. Alright. So let's just carry back. Start back where we were. And I actually dropped it right back in the same hole. Wow. You'll start noticing, like, once you start sewing, you'll start noticing little things. Once you start getting better, you'll notice it. You'll be able to see it. I'm trying to get past the zipper. Hopefully that's enough room to get past it. Barely. Okay. Sheesh. Alright. So, oops, I just took the whole dang on zipper off, y'all. That's okay. We still have time to put it back on. That would have been bad. Which backpack is it? It's called the hold on. Let me look at the pattern, I'll tell you. Jesus. Look at this zipper. Ugh. Okay, we got the zipper back on. Yay. Alright, so it's called the Lens. The mini backpack, the Lens Sport. The Lens Sport mini backpack. Okay, so now you want to take these. You got your zipper piece, but you need the top stitch. Okay. And we need to bring this to this, that to that. Okay. So all we have to do now on our zipper piece is fold that down, and then we'll top stitch on either side. Okay, so you'll start your top stitching down on both sides. I'm going to move along to another part. I can top stitch that later. I think what I'm trying to do is get through it so that we can be able to maybe put the bag together tomorrow. So let me see, what else can we do here. Now the front zipper pocket, and which two pieces go together? That 8-inch zipper. Well, that would be the regular size panel. All right, so let's go back a page. Okay, here we go, right here. All right, so front center pocket, which is going to be this piece, and our little opening piece. I'm gonna have to go see that bag y'all talking about. Okay, so take the front zipper pocket piece cut out of your accent fabric, which is this. Lay it face down on top of the lining. So let me grab my lining piece. So we're gonna lay this face down on top of the lining, and we're gonna clip in place. Okay, and I need this piece right here at the bottom because I have to mark. Let me take this out the camera. Let me mark my little pieces. So you'll want to make sure that you mark your pattern pieces per the pattern, so that you'll know where your turn holes are supposed to be. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're taking, this is what I'm calling my accent lining piece, which is just a piece of vinyl. It's not interfaced with anything because it's already vinyl, right? So we don't need to waste any energy trying to interface vinyl, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to clip around like so. Auntie Linda, send me a picture of your bag you did. Text it to me, please, ma'am. All right, clip all of this around. Okay, and you're just gonna clip until, remember, where you have these lines at, that is where you don't want to that's where you don't want to sew at. You just want to kind of back stitch when you get to that area, but you don't want to sew it. And remember, if you have Like me, my pieces are not quite even. I'll cut the excess off when we go around. That's not a big deal. Okay. So we're going to sew all the way around, leaving an opening at the bottom over here. Okay. So wherever you start at, and we're going to do that at the seam allowance she gives you in the pattern. Okay. All right, let's go. So I guess you can do it. You just gotta take your time. You gotta think about what you're doing. This is a pattern that, okay, Auntie, this is a pattern that I've never done. I didn't even read. I read through it enough for me to do. Girl, go over some. Enough for me to do my prep work. Some of it anyway, not all of it. And you'll kind of want to sew a little straighter than I'm sewing. Not kind of. You want to sew straighter than what I'm sewing. Alright, now what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to release all of my clips. Reason being, except for right there. Reason being is because I could feel that I was about to have a semi-catastrophe with the little bubbling. So we're coming up on that line. We want to go not in it, but right up on it. And then we're going to come back around to the side where we started. So I back stitched right there. And we're going to come right where we started over here. And I'm going to back stitch just a few stitches. I don't really want to go in that line. And I'm going to try, and then I'm back where I started. And then I'm just going to back stitch just a few, okay? Boom. So that is we're working on our front bump pocket or 3D pocket, whatever you want to call it. Now, we're going to have to cut off that bolt. So let me get my bigger pair of scissors from up here. And let's cut all this excess off. We're cutting the excess off that I have around here as well that is not necessarily. Now you don't want to take any bulk from where you were where you left that turn hole at. You don't want to mess with that. And I'm just trying to cut this down to maybe about 1/4 of an inch. I should have went maybe a little higher in certain spots. Y'all, my throat is killing me. All right. And let's put those back. Okay. Let me look at it, and then I'll show everybody on camera what it looks like. Oh no, I'm on the phone. I can't show them. Okay. So it's going to be rather tight because I have vinyl and I have waterproof canvas. Just take your time and work through it, okay? Pull it apart. Just take your time. Poke those corners out in the top, in the bottom. And once you start it, It's generally pretty easy. So it's coming out. All right. Make sure you get this corner up in here, okay? And just kind of roll everybody flat. All right, so now we're pressing it well. Now I think right here I can push this out. Ooh, we lost the hole right there. Hold on. We gotta flip that back out. We got a little hole right there that didn't catch. And this is the time, like when you're checking your, when you're turning your project, go ahead and fix it, because if you miss the stitch, now is the time to fix it. Not wait until, and I don't think I missed that. I think I cut it by accident. Whatever the case is, if you find a hole, yeah, I cut that. You can see I sewed there, but I cut it. So let's move in, drop it in that same hole. I'm going to back stitch just a little, and I'm going to come on back around. I only had that hole right there in that one spot, but now I'm just kind of going off to the side of it just a little bit, and I'm going to come right back in. All right, so now let's try that again. Okay, and you're going to go to, and go to your page? Okay, I will do. Ouch, my nail broke on the corner. If you do, let me if you do, let me know so we can I don't know, maybe go do it on a Zoom or something. I don't know. All right. So now, and that's why it's important when you're cutting to make sure that you're paying attention where you're cutting to, because you never want to cut your stitches, because clearly I had sewn there. I cut it. So when you're reducing the bolt, make sure you're reducing the bolt, but not reducing the bolt to the point where you did what I did. Cut the stitches. Okay? Alright. Now, so that's our little pocket for the front. And let's see something. It shouldn't have shortened up that much. So let's make sure, let's test ourselves before we top stitch. So if I put this up here, where it goes on the back, and then this is still another piece. So yeah, that fits. Okay. All right. So we tracking. Okay. It takes time. So now you're going to you can use double-sided tape or glue to close it during the top stitching, if you want to, but I'm just going to finger press. I think I have it, yeah, well enough in it. All right, so let's put some clips. Okay, let's put some clips, because you want to hold that in place. You've worked. And did you see how it just it wanted to naturally fold in on itself? That's how you want it. You want it to naturally fold in like it was doing on itself. So, all right. Oh man, I should have put them down this way. All right. Let me adjust my top stitch again. If you are top stitching in most patterns, it is an 1/8 of an inch. I didn't even check the pattern. I'm just going to assume it's an 1/8 of an inch, and we're gonna go on about our business, okay? But for future reference, you always want to read your pattern, okay? You do. Read your pattern. Not that you can't do it and go along, but you get what I'm saying. Yes, I'm starting to not starting. I like it too. I like it too. So I see right here, but I can roll it. It rolled on its own. And I can also just go around it with my seam roller. But that's our pocket. And top stitching is it's coming along. It's sometimes I hit it dead on. Sometimes it be like, girl, what just happened? But hey, it be like that sometimes. Yep. Okay, so that's our pocket. So now once we do that, we are going to, what are we going to do now? We're going to take the other zipper over there. Okay. Let me see what we're going to do with this part, y'all. Okay, so now we got to do the other zipper gusset, and then we're going to sew. So let's grab the smaller zipper gussets. Where did I put them? Right here. A main and an accent. Baby, I don't know what the accent is, but okay. We got it right here. Remember, this is Mitch Match fabric. Okay, so it says, oh wait, that's clipping that part together. Wait a minute. We gotta put our gusset together first. That much I know. We gotta put the gusset together. Okay, so we've already sewn our raw edges. I think we missed the part. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay. So let me go back a page or two to put our other gusset together. Okay, so that's this little one. Uh-oh, where did I put it? Oh, right here. That's this little one. Let me get a zipper pull for it. Now, on your tops, on your main zipper, like where you're going to be opening up the bag at, you want to take 2 pulls and put there. You could get away with one. You really could. However, I just think for the decorative status of the bag, and because it's a backpack, you want to be able to open up the zipper in either direction and be able to get into the bag. Hopefully that made sense what I was trying to say. I think this zipper looks pretty good. Let's see here. Oh geez. Let's see, do I got it? Almost. Let's push this up just a hair. Okay, I think that might be it. Oh my goodness. Sometimes these zippers are a piece of work, y'all. Sometimes I can get them right on, and then other times it's like, girl, what you doing? And right now that's one of them times, girl, what are you doing? Okay, so, what? Okay, let's try that. It's definitely on. I just can't get it to pull down. All right, let's try that again. Hold on. Let me grab our little zipper shindig and see if that'll help us any. All right. I don't know that this is really gonna help us, but we're gonna try. Child, let me sit down before I be done bust my tail. I definitely don't like these zipper thingies. I think they cause more problems. I ain't been able to put one on yet with this thing. Anybody else got these zipper shindigs that's supposed to just save you so much time? First of all, no, yeah, that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is put it in there right, girl. I think this is right now. Get somebody else to do it with that. Get somebody else to do it with that. You can't get it on either. Yep, me either. So I don't know. This needs to go back to Amazon where it came from. Cause I ain't been able to figure that out yet. Sometimes I can just get them on. I mean, it takes you'll get used to the zippers after a while, y'all. You will. But it's gonna take you some practice. This zipper. Let me go on my table right here and see. Because this zipper is playing with my intelligence real bad. Okay. It's wanting to move now. Alright. So let me just recenter the zipper. It's imperative to put your zippers on straight. I promise. And I just want to say shout out to the people that's in here hanging out with these shenanigans. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the real MVPs, okay? Because, baby, listen. God dang it. This zipper is giving me the business, y'all. I don't know why we can't just get along. We got the first one on. I mean, the first one just went on so beautiful. All right, let's try this. Anybody else think zippers are the devil? Cause I feel like this is the devil's work right here. Ooh, honey. I don't know, y'all. This zipper right here giving me trouble. Let me see. Let me try this other trick. Somebody said cut one half of the zipper shorter, so let's try that. One side of the zipper shorter than the other. So let's see what we get. What we get. Probably the same scenario. Uh-oh. Girl. Whew. Can anybody put the zipper on for me virtually? Can anybody put this zipper on for me virtually? Yo, I cannot believe this zipper is it's acting. I got it on, but it's just not. It's not wanting to pull. The thing with look at that. Finally, a thing where if you cut one side a little bit shorter and leave the other side long, you can get the zipper. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. I tried it maybe like once or twice and it did okay, but I wouldn't say it works, all the time. All right. So we're back to reality again. All right. So you want the exterior gusset liner face up. Okay. And then you want the zipper face up on top of that. Something like that. Oh wait, let me burn these ends again. Because that was I need to cut this part off. I'll cut that part off right there. Okay. So I've melted that. Let me get the big scissors and cut that end off because I don't want to catch it at all. Okay. Boom. It's fine. And melt the end some more. Boom. All right. So you got your liner, right? And you got your zipper. And then you got these people right here. And actually, what it wants you to do is line them up like so. And then you're going to sew down at the seam allowance given in the pattern. And that's going to give me some grief because I'm trying to go over 3 layers and the zipper, okay? But we survived. We made it. All right? We made it. So it should be just like that, right? And then where's my other 2 pieces? Because you got to do the same thing to the other side. So let's find our other 2 pieces. Oh, no, excuse me. You only need one for this one. So you're just going to do it. You're going to pull this like this. And you're going to pull this like this. So just line them up to the best of your ability. And yes, you're going to get a buckle. And that's fine because that's what's going to help you make your ring, your gusset. Okay, so now I know what I did wrong on the first one. Let's pull this down some more. So as you're going along, y'all, so I sort of kind of regret doing it this way, but I don't regret doing it this way. It's only going to help you become a stronger sewer, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say. Hopefully it makes sense what I'm trying to say. So don't be afraid. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to get this lined up real good for the most part. Don't be afraid to try stuff, okay? Everything you do is not going to come out 100% perfect, okay? And as long as you are trying, you'll be fine, okay? All right. So we got that one on there, and we're going to use that same seam allowance. We're going to just do what we do, okay? So you'll figure it out eventually. It took me a minute to figure out what I'm doing, but now that I know what I'm doing, it's starting to make sense. Okay? Alright, so like so on both ends, and we're going to turn this out. Okay? So you're gonna have your zipper gusset. So you should have wrong sides together, and we do. So what we're going to do, oh my goodness, y'all. I love it when you make mistakes to figure out what you're finally doing. That's cool. Okay, so anywho, now what we're going to do, grab your clips. I'm gonna move my zipper over because we're gonna have to top stitch. Oh, this is gonna be pretty when it come together now. It's gonna be pretty when it come together because I can see it now. I can see it. Okay, and this is your gusset, friends. This is what a gusset should look like. So that other one that I did or thought I did earlier, Bookie. Bookie. No. We gotta redo that. And I'll do that off camera, but okay. So now what you're going to do, and you're gonna top stitch this, and she actually gives you a seam allowance in the pattern for this, okay? And I'm gonna just try and ease over that. Okay, that's top stitch. All right, and now you're gonna come over here to your other side, and you're going to repeat what you do on one side in sewing. You're generally going to do on the other side. Okay. And this is really not a hard pattern. I don't know why I was struggling so bad in the beginning, but it is what it is. Okay, so now that we got top stitched here, we top stitched here, and if we can get our lives together, and we want our zipper on the left. Yep, so we have our gusset. Y'all see the difference now? See that? That's the gusset. Okay, now what we're going to have to do is sew around the top and the bottom of here. Okay, now if you have a machine that will allow you to remove Oops, sorry y'all. Yikes. Okay. But anywho, as I was saying, if you have a machine, pull that zipper out of the way. If you have a machine that will allow you to take it off and go around the and put it around the base of the machine, I suggest doing that. Okay. And you just want to keep everything lined up. Now, I'm top stitching from the lining side. I don't, well, in some patterns it matters. I don't know if it matters in this one or not. It doesn't say. Oh, yeah, it does say. So in this pattern, technically, you want to be top stitching it from the right side out, but I think it'll still be fine. Bottom line is it's top stitched. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm using such a light thread, so you really can't even tell. But it looks. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it looks really good. Okay. So now we're gonna flip it over, and we're going to repeat top stitching on the opposite side. And yeah, I think I want to come up just a hair. I mean over. Okay. All right. So if you're new to sewing, be patient with yourself. Um, there's still, OGs out here that have been sewing a long time that, sometimes they still have challenges. So don't think every day is, peaches and cream, because it's not. All right. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at that. Okay. So let's cut off our little threads. Our gusset. I got a little bit of outside. I could cut that down. Let's grab our scissors and see if we can make our gusset look just a little bit better. I mean, you can trim, but don't trim your stitches. And I probably could trim that back. Okay. Let me take off this little bit right here on this excess, because it's going to be imperative what you do to one side. You want to make sure you do it to the entire side. I mean, to the other side. So let me, and I'm just kind of, I'm trimming close, but not to my stitches. Okay. So I'm going to call that good on our gusset, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So according to the pattern, zipper to the left, and everything lines up. Oh, thank you, Miss D. Yep. So we got it. So that is our zipper gusset. So let's attach this gusset to our Now, the only thing is with this canvas, I mean, like I said, I probably should have used SF101. I didn't, because I didn't want to be wasting no real material. So I'm using some, I guess you call this duck canvas. I'm using some duck canvas that I got using Michael's reward dollars. So I'm okay with that. I'm just trimming off the other side, y'all. I'm a firm believer though in what you do on one side, you do to the other. Okay, I'm a firm believer in that. All right, we're gonna leave well enough. All right, so we got our gusset. Yay. Okay. Period. Poof. All right, and I will fix our other one tomorrow because this is what I'll come on some point in time tomorrow and we'll finish this up. But let's go ahead and move along to page. So now we're about to clip our gusset to our front zipper pocket. Okay. All right. So what did I do with that piece? Is this the piece we already sewed or nah? No, because that's the buffed out part. So I think it's going to be these little people here. Okay. I'm guessing this is going to be a directional print. So I'm going to do my best to try. Let me see where they got this. Okay, they want the seams of the gusset. Oh, let me get my little piece of paper. Let me transfer my marks. Because remember, your marks is going to make or break you. Especially in a pattern like this, okay? So if you get this pattern, there's there's marks on your pattern that you'll need to transfer. And I guess I'm going to use my air eraser marker. In a row. All right, so I got my air eraser marker and I'm just going to, I'm going to lightly do it. I don't want to do it, because this is fabric that is rather light in color. So we want to keep it, even though I hear people say these air erasing markers disappear fast. I don't know though, but we'll see. All right, so I've marked it. Oops, let's put that back up there. All right, so it looks like, I don't know how well y'all can see these marks on camera, but I have transferred all of the marks, okay? So what we're now going to do is, first of all, let's put our oh my goodness, I need to dust that. I'm gonna lean y'all up just a second while I put this back on. Okay. Now. Oh, I think this is gonna be good, Auntie Lena. All right, so what we want to do is not mark up. You want to match the gusset seam, okay? You want to match each gusset seam with Is Jesse still in here? If he is, Jesse, we made it. We finally got that gusset right, okay? I gotta see where the top part. Oh, see? Woo! I was like, woo! And see, you gotta have some type of knowledge of sewing too, because that's the only real way to realize when something is not as it should be. Because I was looking like, baby, that ain't it. All right, so match that up. I don't know what's really gonna be the bottom here, but all of this is supposed to be flat. I guess I'm supposed to. All right, let's see if that works for us. Because you want all of this, and you may have to cut into your gusset just a little bit for it to work for you. But if you don't have to, then don't do it. But you may just to get things to line up around those corners. Okay, yes, got it. All right, and this looks like we may have to cut into our gusset a little bit, y'all. We may. Yep, we just might have to. And I'm gonna open up the zipper. And the reason I'm gonna open up the zipper, that goes up a little further. That's what that is. Okay. All right. Whoops. Dropping clips. All right. So this is transferably our gusset on this side. And I promise you, you'll get to where you'll be knowing like, something not right. Eventually, you'll start to catch on. All right, so I'm still may have to. Yep, I'm afraid I may have to cut into the gusset, y'all. And you only want to make snips. You don't want to make snips bigger than your seam allowance, because when you make snips bigger than your seam allowance, it's gonna cause you some grief. Things are not gonna line up right. They're not gonna sit right, and you're gonna be trying to figure out what's going on. So this part, what are we laying down? I'm just trying to figure out what we laying down over here, y'all. I think it's the bottom part that actually should be. Wait, do I got the right part here? Do I got the right pattern piece? The zipper front pocket. Yeah, I got the right piece. Okay. Alright. I know one thing though. It's 11 o'clock. I'm about to get off of here. I'm trying to see if we can at least get this clipped down like we need it to be. So remember, we have our zipper open, so it looks sort of out of sort. All right, yeah, we're gonna have to cut that gusset. Do I have another piece that should be bigger by chance? Do I have another piece? Let me see something. Yep. Because this might be our front pocket here. Oh, I thought I kept the pieces together. No, that is definitely the front pocket. That is definitely it. Okay. I think. Let me make sure. Hold on, y'all. I'm just trying to check some. Okay, yeah, that's definitely our front pocket. That's definitely it. So we're just gonna have to cut into the gusset and make this lay down. And when you lay this down, you want to make sure that it is turned inside out. So meaning you are seeing the wrong side of the gusset. We're going to clip in, fold down just like this, clip around into our gusset to make this lay flat, right? Like so, and come on around. So that's what this is where we will pick up tomorrow with our gusset, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, and I definitely will read over this pattern some as well tonight. Oh, and then this is our other part. So we'll clip that, sew it, and then we'll be putting our front panel together. All right. Thank y'all for hanging out with your girl. It's been a couple of hours of shenanigans, but we got our life together. We finally figured it out. So I'm proud for that. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.